This next chapter and section of videos is going to focus on the introduction to C++. So let's first look at the parts of a C++ program. First, we'll look at 2 slash marks, and this is pretty common. It's even in Java. 2 slash marks, I think they're forward slashes, start forward and then they slash up and they end at the back, are at the beginning of a comment. So if you see them on a line, that means that line is commented out. You can write whatever you want on there, and the compiler ignores everything from the double slash to the end of the line. Now that you know that, you can put those anywhere. At the beginning of the program, you're going to want to include a hashtag or pound include, and then you have a left arrow, iostream, and then a right arrow. The pound is or hashtag is a preprocessor directive. Oh, it's a number symbol. I think that's what it's called. The number symbol is a preprocessor directive. The preprocessor reads the program before it's compiled and only executes those lines beginning with a pound symbol. The number include causes the preprocessor to include a header file in our program. So we need the hashtag or number sign include. iostream, so that's what's in the 2 little brackets, is the name of the header program. Brackets are going to indicate that it's a standard C++ header file. So bracket iostream bracket allows a C++ program to display output and also read input. On our next line, we would have something like namespace std, and I think this stands for like namespace standard. Anyways, variables, functions, and objects are programming entities, and they must have names. C++ uses namespaces to organize the names of programming entities. Namespace std means the program will access entities whose names are a part of the namespace std, which pretty sure is namespace standard. The next line will be your main, int main. This is where you're going to start coding. It marks the beginning of a function. Int stands for integer. It indicates that a function sends an integer value back to the operating system when it's finished executing. Typically you want it to send back that it's been executed correctly, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So int main, it's basically you run your entire program, and at the end you tell the processor with a value, some integer number, that it's done. C++ is case sensitive, just remember that. Also, main is the starting point of your program. After this, after int main, you're going to have a left bracket. That means that you're going to start coding inside of your main function. It's associated with the beginning. The left bracket and eventually right bracket is associated with the beginning and respectively the end of a function. All statements that make up a function are going to be enclosed inside of these brackets. The next line we can go into is cout. This can go anywhere, just like comments, and you're going to have a cout, 2 arrows facing out of the program, and then you're going to have parentheses with whatever you want to system out, whatever you want to display to the console inside of it, and then you end it with a semicolon. So this is going to display a message, and it's basically a group of characters inside quotes. It's called a string literal or constant. Semicolons are going to indicate the end of a line. Semicolons are not required at the end of comments or preprocessors, if you remember what that is. So that would be like the number sign include iostream. Don't need it there. And you also don't want to put it at the beginning of a function, because that indicates that you're done, and you don't want to be done with the function before you start coding in it. The last line, or second to the last line in your program, is going to be where you return 0. This sends the integer value 0 back to the operating system upon the program's completion, and 0 usually indicates a successful completion of the program. The next line will be the right bracket, and that's just a closing brace. It marks the end of our function. In the next video, we're going to go more into depth about the cout object, and this is how we were going to print things. Simple, but it's awesome to go over.